Picture a grand military parade in Moscow, May 9, 2025. The city is alive with anticipation, the air thick with the echoes of history and the promise of a new era. Crowds line the streets, waving flags and capturing the moment on their phones, as the world's attention turns to Red Square. Tanks roll through Red Square, their engines rumbling like thunder, while soldiers march in perfect formation, their discipline and unity on full display. The spectacle is both a show of strength and a reminder of Russia's enduring military tradition. At the center of this historic scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin stands side by side with Chinese President Xi Jinping, the guest of honor. Their presence together is more than symbolic. It's a powerful signal to the world. This image speaks volumes about today's world. A friendship stronger than ever, forged in shared interests and mutual respect. Their warm handshake and genuine smiles reflect a partnership that has grown deeper with each passing year. Their meeting wasn't just ceremonial, it was a statement of allegiance and a clear message to their allies and adversaries alike. The world is witnessing a new axis of power taking shape. Since 2013, Putin and Xi have met over 40 times, more than any other world leaders in recent history. Each encounter has deepened a significant geopolitical relationship, built on trust, shared goals, and a vision for the future. President Xi's presence at the parade signaled China's unwavering support for Russia, even as global tensions rise. It was a bold move, underscoring China's willingness to stand by its partner on the world stage. 27 world leaders attended the event, highlighting Russia's ability to forge new alliances despite mounting Western pressure. The gathering was a showcase of shifting allegiances and emerging partnerships. The message was clear. Russia isn't isolated. Its partnership with China is reshaping global dynamics, challenging the established order, and creating new possibilities for cooperation. Their bond is more than political theater. It's a genuine connection built on shared values and a mutual desire to redefine the rules of international engagement. Together, they share a vision of a world beyond Western dominance, aiming for a new international system where their voices carry equal weight and influence. This ambition has turned what began as a relationship of convenience into a robust strategic partnership, with both nations investing heavily in each other's future. Their discussions now focus on the architecture of global power, not just trade or economics. They are actively shaping the future, discussing security, technology, and the balance of influence. New agreements in military technology, aviation, and nuclear power were signed, demonstrating a level of deep trust and cooperation rarely seen between two major powers. For Putin and Xi, this event was more than a celebration. It was a declaration of victory and a bold statement of a new global order, one they intend to shape together. The term "no limits partnership" captures the depth of China-Russia cooperation. It's not a formal military alliance but a strategic alignment against common challenges. When Western sanctions hit Russia, China became its economic lifeline. Trade soared, with Russia selling oil and gas to China, while China exported goods to Russia. This economic interdependence creates a powerful bloc insulated from Western systems. Military and tech cooperation is built on mutual trust and shared threat perceptions. They view Western military expansion as a challenge to their sovereignty. Their friendship is now a core foreign policy principle, guiding global actions. The reverse Nixon strategy is seen as impractical. Their bond is too strong. Supporting Russia is a strategic decision for China, not charity. Russia provides a vast, reliable energy source, reducing China's sea lane dependence. Pipelines like the Power of Siberia secure China's energy needs, fueling growth. Politically, Russia is a powerful ally, offering support in international forums. Together, they veto UN resolutions, pushing back against Western narratives. The alliance buffers against US pressure, dividing American focus. Economically, China fills the void left by Western firms, deepening Russia's dependence. The West views the China-Russia alliance with concern, seeing it as a challenge. The US and EU have responded with economic sanctions, targeting Chinese companies aiding Russia. These sanctions aim to disrupt Russia's economy and send a message to China. However, sanctions alone may not suffice. The return of Trump adds complexity. Some suggest improving US-Russia relations to counter China, but this seems unrealistic. The West faces a strong Sino-Russian bloc with immense resources and military power. This alliance challenges the West's global agenda-setting ability. The world risks splitting into competing camps, complicating global problem-solving. The division could paralyze international institutions, hindering solutions to global issues. China and Russia's cooperation extends to other sidelined countries like Iran. This partnership is not just about mutual interests but also about countering Western influence and creating a new balance of power in the region. In March 2025, China, Russia and Iran met in Beijing to discuss Iran's nuclear issue. This meeting was a significant step in their trilateral relations, showcasing their united front against Western policies. Their joint statement emphasized diplomacy over sanctions, challenging U.S. pressure. They argued that dialogue and mutual respect are the keys to resolving international conflicts. With China and Russia's backing, Iran resists U.S. sanctions more confidently. This support emboldens Iran to pursue its policies without fear of isolation. They called for ending unilateral sanctions, arguing they escalate tensions. The alliance believes that such measures only serve to deepen divisions and hinder global peace efforts. China proposed a 5-point plan, positioning itself as a regional peacemaker. This plan includes measures to promote stability and cooperation in the Middle East. This cooperation extends to international organizations like BRICS, offering alternatives to Western institutions. These platforms provide a space for these countries to voice their concerns and collaborate on global issues. Together, they promote a multipolar world, resisting Western influence. This vision aims to create a more balanced and fair global order. This axis shows that US-targeted countries aren't isolated, finding support in China and Russia. This alliance provides them with the economic and political backing needed to withstand external pressures. This reduces sanctions' effectiveness and complicates Western strategies. The alliance's resilience makes it harder for the West to achieve its geopolitical goals. The Beijing meeting marks a shift in global power dynamics. It signifies the rise of new power centers that challenge the traditional dominance of Western nations. Key issues may now be resolved in Beijing or Moscow, not Washington or Geneva. This shift indicates a new era in international relations, where multiple voices shape the global agenda. For decades, the world has largely been unipolar, with the United States at the center of global power since the collapse of the Soviet Union. This era saw the US shaping international politics, economics, and even culture, setting the tone for how nations interacted on the world stage. The US established the rules of the game, leveraging its unmatched military might, economic strength, and cultural exports to influence countries across continents. American values and interests became deeply embedded in global institutions and agreements. But now, the alliance between China and Russia is directly challenging this unipolar moment. Together they are pushing the world toward a new era of multipolarity, where no single nation can dominate the global order as before. In a multipolar world, power is distributed among several major players. This means that decisions and influence are shared, and the balance of power is constantly shifting as new alliances form and dissolve. China and Russia are accelerating this shift by building economic ties that reduce their dependence on the US dollar. Their growing trade and financial cooperation are creating an alternative economic sphere, challenging the dominance of Western-led financial systems. Their joint military exercises and strategic partnerships are also sending a clear message. US dominance in key regions is no longer guaranteed, and new security arrangements are emerging. Alternative forums like BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization are building new institutions outside the traditional Western framework, giving more countries a voice in shaping global rules. This transition is not just theoretical, it has real-world consequences. The rules that once seemed settled are now up for debate, and global governance is becoming more contested and unpredictable. For smaller countries, this new landscape offers more options for alliances and partnerships. However, it also means navigating a world where competition between great powers is fiercer than ever. As the old certainties fade away, the world enters a new and unpredictable era, one defined by constant negotiation, shifting alliances, and the ongoing contest for influence and power. The China-Russia alliance is a structural feature of the new global landscape. This partnership will likely deepen, challenging the US-led order. The world may remain divided, with sustained economic competition and geopolitical tension. The Ukraine war may persist, with China supporting Russia against Western pressure. The global economy could fragment into competing systems centered around the US and China. Technology competition will intensify, with rival economic blocs emerging. Global diplomacy will be redefined, with cooperation between major powers difficult. Mistrust between the West and the Sino-Russian axis hinders collective action. The future is a negotiation of power among great powers, with no single author. The Xi-Putin friendship signals the end of the post-Cold War era and a new multipolar age.